I know sellers. I know what we say. I don't want to do that. I don't have time to do that. I can't do prospecting. I can't do cold calling. I don't like it. You know what? We all hate prospecting. We all hate cold calling. You don't have to like it. You just have to do it. Now, if you're still here after hearing me tell you that, then you're going to love what's on the other side. Jason Reynolds, we're going to talk about behaviors on purpose under pressure. Welcome back. My name's Brian, and this is Purpose Under Pressure. It's a podcast about developing sales and leadership success on purpose and under pressure. It's brought to you by the professional sales and leadership training gurus at Sandler by the Ruby Group. You will find them in Akron and Columbus, Ohio, Jacksonville, Florida. They're also in Capital Region, New York. They do their work on purpose so that you and your team can represent that exact same way. No gimmicks, no sales tricks. Real sales, real leadership development, and it's going to make a real difference. You can connect with them online at therubygroup.sandler.com. The Ruby Group, coaching leaders to win when the stakes are high. Don't forget to like us, follow us, subscribe, tell a friend. That'll help others to know that this show is worth a listen, and let it also help others to know that this show is out there, because folks, in sales, we've all got pressure. So let's share the love a little bit. Let's get cooking. In my career in sales, and it's some 35, 37 years long, it's always up and down. It's always pressure to meet your goals. Sometimes you hit them, sometimes you don't. It's a roller coaster. And honestly, it's hard to deal with from a personal situation. Sometimes that pipeline is full and we can sit back and relax a little bit. And sometimes we don't know where our next sale is going to come from. And so in those different worlds, we behave differently. I do. Don't you? I mean, I think we behave differently. When it's good, I'm on top of the world, but I'm also worried about what is lurking around the corner. I know something bad's coming up. And so honestly, I'm living my life where it all just kind of, sucks, right? So bottom line, when it's good, I'm on top of the world. When it's not, I'm worried. Let's talk about behaviors. And I want to do it with Jason Reynolds. He's a Ruby Group partner and trainer, and my guest today on Purpose Under Pressure. Jason, welcome to the show.
Hi, Brian.
I'm glad you're here, because I think this is a thing that happens. It happened to me all the time. I didn't know what to do next. I didn't know if I'd done enough. I didn't know. All I knew is that I wasn't going to make quota this month. Sometimes I did make quota. I didn't know why. So what's going on here? We talk about behaviors. What am I missing?
Well, maybe nothing, honestly, right? Sometimes we can just overthink it. And we get ourselves in that rut of like, hey, I did this, I didn't do this, this went this way. And we start to get in our feelings a little bit. And when we start to get in our feelings and thoughts, that can all of a sudden then create some, paralysis for us. And we don't start acting instead of just maybe putting that next foot forward sometimes.
Just getting into my own head going, I didn't do this. I didn't make this call. I didn't do this. I need to do it, but I didn't. And so now I'm going to screw it up. And I fail. I almost cause my own failure.
Yeah. We call that head trash. Right? It just starts to get in there, and all of a sudden, before we know it, we start talking to ourselves bad. We're not kind to ourselves. We get all this stuff, and the world's hard enough. The world's throwing us enough stuff instead of us being hard on ourselves. But that's what we do, and it's just kind of a natural human thing that goes on.
Okay, so I'm going to push back. So I don't need to do anything then, right? If I can just chill back and relax and get out of my own head, and I'll just start hitting quotas and making goals. Is that what you're saying, Jason Reynolds?
Maybe. I mean, if you don't apply any action to it at all and don't change anything, nothing's going to change for you.
Okay.
So we have to look at, that recipe of our own behaviors, our own actions. In our success triangle, there's 3 different prongs of that. It's our behaviors, it's our attitude, and our technique. And when we look at behaviors, it's our goals, our plans, and our actions. So we might have set some goals, right? We might have set aside a plan there, but it always gets down to those actions that we're going to perform. And we either do them or we don't do them. We either are disciplined to them, we have guts towards them. We have to just look at that actual action and go, are we doing the right things? Are we doing enough of the right things? How often are we doing those things? And just look out of that lens every so often.
So one of the behaviors I need to do is what you're saying is kind of just let myself be. Trust my attitude, trust that I'm a good person, trust I know what I'm doing. But then you're also talking about an action step. What kind of behaviors can I actually do, sit down and do, and make a difference perhaps in that pipeline or in my sales efforts?
Well, it all starts with prospecting and lead generation.
It does, doesn't it? But I hate that.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that.
Nobody likes it. We just got to do it, right?
Yeah.
So when we say that word prospecting, most people come up with like negative words in their head when they think prospecting,
Yeah.
right? I got to talk to strangers. I got to talk to strangers about money. You name it. It's more negative thoughts in our head than it is positive thoughts. We'd rather have some type of like other things that we go to in our world, like, oh, let me go deal with this account. Let me go sell something. Let me go talk to somebody. Like those are more fun things that we get to do in sales versus, oh my gosh, let me pick up the phone or send an email to some stranger I've never talked to before. It's not comfortable for most of us
Mm-mm.
because that's not how we were raised. So we just got to know that to earn the right to sell something, we got to prospect and do lead generation. We got to be those hunters too on top of it. And it doesn't mean we have to do it all the time. It just means if we're consistent with it with little pieces every day or every week, that those things earn compound interest. And eventually we start to cash checks from that.
So what do I do? Set up some kind of an action plan with a minimum, maximum amount of work. I mean, is it ever? Am I ever done? If I'm supposed to be prospecting, have I done enough prospecting? When do I know? How do I set up kind of a behavior plan
Right.
to do the right things that I kind of don't want to do anyway?
Well, and I talk with other people about this and other facets of life, right? Working out, eating, dieting, all those different things, right?
Yeah.
Some people I'll talk to them like, I wanted to lose 20 pounds this month. Well, were you tracking what you were eating? No. Did you weigh yourself? No. Did it work? No. Like, and in sales, it's the same kind of thing. Like if we're not tracking and understanding where our energy is going efficiently or inefficiently, how do we make course corrections along those ways? So we've got to step back from that and go, we have that thing called a cookbook. It's just a recipe of what our actions are or are not. And we have to look at that every so often and go, hey, is all this lead generation of all this prospecting, is it getting me the results I want to get? Is it leading me down the road to good conversations? Is it leading me to good meetings? Is it leading me to wins and selling something for myself and company? If it's not, then we got to look out of that a little bit different and create and go, you know what, maybe I got to change what I'm saying. Maybe I got to change some actions or behaviors. And I got to look at it out of a lens of what we call more, better, and different, right? More, better, and different is three different lenses that we got to look at our actions, our behaviors, and go, man, when I do this, it works. Okay, maybe I just got to do a little bit more of it.
And maybe a little bit better.
Yeah, maybe I got to
a
look
little
at
tweak.
this and go, it's working sometimes, but it's ineffective other times. I can get better there. So what do I have to step back and do? Maybe it's a talk track. Maybe it's some role play. Maybe it's this to actually get better at something. So when I go to try to apply it, it works a little bit better.
And that's key to know what I'm trying to do, what worked, what didn't work. And then I can kind of get an idea. You mentioned the cookbook. I can know how much salt to add into the dough, right? I can say, okay, if I do 10 prospecting calls a week, which is 2 a day, or if I do 100, depending on my needs, like how many I need to do, I can say, okay, I did it. And I can go about my weekend knowing I did the very best that I could do. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, because I don't think any salesperson, if you got into sales early in your career and said you're going to have to make 500 cold calls a month for the rest of your life, you'd want to puke and you'd give up. And a lot of people do. A lot of people get out of sales because that's what they think sales is going to be. They get with a company or an organization that says, you need to just smile and dial all day long and this is your role. Well, eventually that's not very effective or efficient either. We want to get it to where prospecting is easier, and finding these people, having these conversations, whether it's through raving fans or introductions or referrals. We want an easier path to make business work. That's business. Every business wants to do that. So we've got to look out of that lens a little differently sometimes.
And I think a lot of sellers don't want to do the thing and they are forced to kind of do it anyway. But that's kind of where leadership comes in. And I know you guys at Sandler do a lot of leadership training as well. How can a leader help a seller to develop a cookbook, to develop the proper behaviors, the things that will work for that seller, whether they like it or not, and help nurture them along to get to a recipe out of that cookbook that's really driving success for everybody?
Well, first and foremost, they've got to have one themselves.
Oh, wow.
Right? They got to be a product of their own product before they start supervising, coaching, or telling people what they need to do. So maybe they just be an example first. And then the second thing I'll tell my leaders that I work with, like, you got to wear different hats with different people, right? Sometimes we have to wear that supervisor hat where we got to go in and inspect what we expect out of people. That's part of the supervisory role. And other times where we're coaching, we're catching, we're asking questions, we're helping them along, because cookbooks are not something that it's a big brother plan that leadership's going to say, you need to have a cookbook and you need to do it. It's a self-accountability plan. So as a leader, we can't tell them what to do. We got to be asking questions and let them make a decision about how they're going to change it, how they're going to do it.
So the last thing as we wrap up a little bit, we're talking about behaviors. You mentioned before doing the sit-ups. So as you said working out, I think of that as doing the sit-ups that I refuse to do and don't understand why I don't have a six-pack, right? At the end of the show, everybody's going to say, wow, I need to do that. I need to do that. And we're going to go home and take a nap. Like, what's one thing, one actionable step that a seller or a leader can do right now to work and improve a behavior or an outcome? What's something I can do right now that'll get me started on the right path?
Just take a step, right? Just do something.
Just one thing, anything.
Action breeds action, like laziness breeds laziness. So we just got to do something to get us out of that way. And then the next thing is like, how's our attitude with that? Right? Do we have this attitude or outlook when we get ourselves in situations of limitations, or do we have an outlook of potential or possibilities? So we might need to fix that sometimes and go, you know what? I hate cold calling. I don't like prospecting. But if I say that to myself, that could be an outlook of limitation where I could say, man, for me to actually sell and go on this vacation and make some money for my family, I got to do this prospecting. That's an outlook of potential, of possibility. So we might have to reframe that.
And if I don't believe it, if I don't believe it's going to work, I've been selling for 30 years and man, prospecting never works. I get all my sales from referrals and, that kind of thing. If I don't believe it's going to work and yet you're telling me I just need to do it, if that's the behavior, what happens? Does the doing drive the belief or does the belief drive the doing?
It's always in the doing first, right?
You got to do it first.
Right. If we look at people that work out and you want to change your workup routine because you haven't gotten abs yet, and the only time you have to do it is 5 o'clock in the morning, your attitude to get up that early and go do it's not going to be very good. But if you actually get up and do the workout, how do you feel afterwards? We always feel better.
Great.
Our behaviors are hardwired to our feelings and thoughts. If we let ourselves all of a sudden rewire that and do it the other way and say, my feelings and thoughts control how I behave, we're in a dangerous place with ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. Because when I'm tired and I'm getting in bed in the morning, the last thing I want to do is go work out. But at the end of that workout, it's the greatest workout I've ever had. The best workouts I've ever have are the ones that followed, I don't want to do this today. If I want to do it today, then it's no big deal. That's pretty easy.
So just pick one thing you're committed to then. One thing that you want to get done and be committed to, and just act on it and get it done. And then let that breed something.
That's why I love the trainers. I love Jason and the trainers at Sandler, because did you remember at the beginning of the show, I said, Jason, what's wrong with me? What do I need to fix? What do I need to fix? He said, maybe nothing. Maybe just relax and take a break. We're talking about pressure world of sales, and sometimes take the pressure off. Just do one thing. Just get moving. It's all going to be right when you're handling everything else correctly. So that's why I love these guys. That's why I love you, Jason. Thank you for being a part of the show, and thank you for your sponsorship here of Purpose Under Pressure.
Thank you, Brian.
That's Jason Reynolds. He's partner and trainer at Sandler by the Ruby Group. You can find him on LinkedIn. He's also at rubygroup.sandler.com. You can learn more about Ruby Group and Sandler's sales training there. Folks, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening and watching. You'll find all past episodes of Purpose Under Pressure at brianmediastrategies.com/purpose and wherever you stream your favorite shows. It's brought to you by the Ruby Group, coaching leaders to win when the stakes are high. We do this every week, and we'll see you next time on Purpose.